Hey folks, hope you all are doing well. I'm Karan Bandal from Econosite, and in this video let's talk about India's textiles, apparel exports and the sector's implications on jobs. India's textile sector is quite big, especially the number of direct jobs the sector supports in India is massive. A recent report revealed some data on apparel imports by the United States, and India, along with some other nations, have gained market share here. There are two parts to this analysis. First, as US looks to diversify away from China, it is helping China's neighboring nations increase their exports, including India. Second, the size of India's textile sector and its prospects going forward. When I say textile sector, it includes both textiles and apparel. The difference, to explain in simple terms, is that textiles are the raw material. For example, bed sheets, curtains, fabrics made from fiber, whereas apparel is the finished garments designed to be worn by people. For example, shirts, trousers, jeans, jackets, etc. So let's start with the report on apparel imports by the United States in 2023. This number varies quite a bit from year to year, but last year US imported about $80 billion worth of apparel, and here are the key observations. China still holds the majority share of US's imports by dollar value, but this share has fallen from over 35% in 2013 to just over 20% at present. China's lost market share is captured by Vietnam, India, Bangladesh and others. All of them have upped their exports to the United States in the last 10 years, with Vietnam gaining the most. Also, look at the unit price of apparel imported by the United States. A higher price here indicates import of a high-value product. Italy takes the top spot by some margin. Naturally, since Italy exports to the US textile items such as luxury high-end clothing, leather jackets, designer handbags, tailored suits and so on. India sits somewhere in the middle as it focuses on hand-embroidered high-value items. One more benefit India has is that its textile sector boasts of a nearly complete vertical integration. That is, over 90% of the raw material is sourced domestically. And so, as a sourcing destination, India will likely be well shielded from supply chain issues arising out of uncertain global environment we live in today. Finally, China's unit price of apparel is the lowest, followed by Pakistan and Bangladesh, as these countries mostly export low-cost clothing items. Now, the second part of the analysis. We'll zoom into India's textile sector. By the way, India is one of the largest producers of cotton and jute in the world, second largest producer of silk. Roughly 95% of the world's hand-woven fabric comes from India. Also, recently, India has become the second largest producer of PPEs in the world. PPE stands for Personal Protective Equipment. Over 600 companies in India are certified to produce PPEs. Okay. Let's talk numbers now. India's textile sector is worth over $150 billion. But more importantly, the number of direct jobs the sector provides is roughly 45 million. I'll give you a simple comparison to highlight why this sector is so vital for job creation. We all admire India's IT sector. It has indeed lifted many Indians into the middle class. India's IT sector is worth somewhere around $250 billion, and it supports a little over 5 million in direct jobs. In other words, IT sector creates about 20,000 direct jobs per $1 billion in industry value. Textile sector creates over 250,000 direct jobs per $1 billion in industry value. Textiles industry is over 13 times labor intensive as India's IT industry. The good thing is that there is a PLI scheme out there worth a little over $1 billion aimed at expanding India's textile sector. The goal is to take this sector to $350 billion by 2030. But looking at the job creation potential of this sector, maybe more can be done here. In summary, West is moving away from China as a sourcing destination even in textile sector. China's neighbors are benefiting as a result. India has also cashed in on this. Considering an immense job creation potential of this sector, India might do well if it targets an even more aggressive expansion of India's domestic textile sector as well as exports. I hope you found this analysis interesting. I'll speak with you again next week. Until then, take care.